What up, though? How y'all doing? What's going on? If you are seeing this, that means I've had a productive day, a productive week, a productive month. It also means you're tuned in. But if you're subscribed, that means you fuck with me, which means I fuck with you. Period. So, today is my first story time. This is gonna be my first story time. As I said before in my first video, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch my question and answer. If you haven't seen my first vlog, my 32nd birthday vlog, go back and watch it. Then meet me back here. Okay, thank you. And then, like I said, I was gonna try to start from the beginning, like one of the first stories that I could remember, but my childhood is such a blur. Like, I remember the funny stuff, I remember the stuff that happened, but to make it a whole story, like leading up to it and like make it a whole 20-25 minute video, I can't. So this is gonna be a compiled story time of the earliest days I can remember. So now the next story time will be a little more detailed. It'll probably skip a lot of stuff, but these first couple stories I can remember about a little bit of the whole thing. It's like 3 different stories to wrap up the beginning of my memories, right? So the first thing I can remember was my first time smoking. To say how old I was, I don't remember. I had to be at least 13 or 14. Right, so I had met this guy at my neighborhood liquor store. Now, this is a store that I was allowed to walk to all the time. I could be by myself, I could be with my friends or whoever. This particular time I was by myself, walking to the store, probably going to get some chips, juice or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was 13, so I don't know what I was going to get, some junk food. So I meet this guy or whatever, can't remember his name at all. I want to say his name was D'Angelo. I can't really remember, but I meet this guy and we talking at the store. He, oh, where you stay at? How old are you? This and that. So if I was 14, he probably was like 15 or 16. He might have been 17. He was a little bit older than me. So we talking at the store and he like, oh, you drink? And I'm like, no, I don't drink. He like, you smoke? I'm like, no, I don't smoke. He like, oh, you should come and chill with me one day. Like, give me your number. And this is definitely house phone days. I did not have a cell phone. I don't even know if cell phones had came out at this point. Like, I'm 32 and this is back in what, like 2003? So cell phones was definitely out, but I didn't have one. Like, and the cell phones that was out was like, you know what I'm saying, the first cell phone. So cell phones was out. I had a house phone. I gave him my number. And I don't remember if we ever talked on the phone. I know he called me one particular day. It was on a Tuesday. Now, Tuesdays is Bible study days. My mom was a hardcore Christian churchgoer, but this is around the time when she started letting me choose whether I wanted to go to church or not, or whatever. So it's Bible study day. I'm like, you know what? My mom going to church. When he called me, he's like, yeah, I stay on this block. I'll meet you halfway. Walk over here. Da 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 da. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking I could be gone, and then my mama gonna leave for church, and then I could go back home. You know what I'm saying? While she gone, she probably gonna think I'm at one of my friends' house or something. So I go meet the guy, meet him halfway or whatever. We get to walk into his house. I don't remember a lot of what happened. I know we was in his basement, and it was probably his parents' house, and we were sitting like at this bar in these stools. And he started breaking the green down and like rolling it up. And we was just sitting there talking. Can't tell you what we was talking about. I don't remember. But he was like smoking. And then he kept asking me like, you want to hit it? Just hit it. I'm like, no. He like, you want to, like, just hit it one time. You never done it before. Just see if you like it. I'm like, peer pressure. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I hit it. So I hit it the first time. Clearly I wasn't smoking it right. He like, you ain't doing it right. Let me show you how to do it. So he actually showed me how to, you know, hit it and inhale it. And I hit that motherfucker right that second time. I got the cough in my lungs up. I could not stop coughing. I'm like, oh my God, my eyes was watering. I started snot and drooling. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. He like, oh, you about to be high. I'm like, bro, why did it just make me cough like that? He like, you about to be high. The more you cough, that's how you get high. First time I ever heard that. So the conversation is going on and on and on. I end up hitting it again. At this point, I feel like I'm a pro, so I'm steady hitting it. I ain't coughing no more. I'm just blowing that shit out like I thought I was a pro. Okay. So it's getting late. It's probably about 6 o'clock at this point. I probably got over there about 2. So we didn't sat over there talking and smoking for hours at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I need to be getting home. It's about to get dark in a minute. I probably need to, clean up and stuff before my mama get back, because I'm thinking, she done already left for church, because we stayed on the west side and our church was on the east side. So she got to leave out at least 20-30 minutes ahead of time. I want to say church started at 7, so if it was about 6:30, she should be on her way out the door and not even thinking about me. So I'm like, let me get home. He walked me back halfway, and I walk home. So I'm coming down the street, and I see my mama car is on. You know how the brake lights, the tail lights be lit up. So I'm like, cool, she about to leave. I'm getting closer and closer. I see that she basically waiting for me she seen me coming down the street, because she waiting for me to walk up to the house before she leaves. So I walk up, and not even, I knew I was high, but clearly this is my first time smoking. I don't know how you look when you high. I don't know how you supposed to act. So I walk up to the house, walk up to her car, like, oh my, you about to leave? She like, yeah, I'm going to church. You not coming? I'm like, no. She like, you coming to church? I don't want to go to church. Oh, you coming to church? Ma, I don't want to go to church. I'm tired. I just walked all the way from the park with so-and-so. I don't want to go. She like, Ebony, go in there, change your shirt, wash your hands, wash your face, and you coming to church. I'm like, fuck. I was so blowed. So I go in the house. I'm trying to throw water on my face. I'm drinking water. I'm like, oh my God. At this point, like, the paranoia is kicking in. Like, everybody in church is about to know I'm high. Like, this is the only reason she asked me to go, because she probably seen my eyes and probably realized that I'm blow as fuck. And she like, come take your blow ass to church. So mad. So I just remember going to church, and I was gonna go in like the church with her. It was like 2 separate services at my church. So you had regular church where all the grown-up is, and then we used to have youth service Bible study where all like the teenagers go, and it's like a teen preacher, not a teen preacher, but he preach, to the teenagers or whatever. So I was just gonna go in the service with her and just sit with her and probably fall asleep, or just sit there. But she like, no, go to youth church. I'm like, Mom, no, why I can't just come with you? She like, go in there, sit down, here go your Bible. I'm like, oh my God, I'm paranoid. I'm sweating bullets. I'm just super paranoid the whole time I'm sitting in church. I'm feeling like everybody know I'm high. I'm not even talking to people, because I had a couple friends in church. I didn't even say nothing to them, because as far as I knew, they was real like hardcore Christians like my mom. Like, they probably wouldn't be like, you're high, you know what I'm saying? I felt so judged. I felt like everybody was looking at me. I felt horrible in church. I'm just sitting there. The preacher is, he's walking down the middle of the aisle, and youth church is a little smaller, room than like the regular service. So if he walking down the aisle, he looking dead at me. Like, I could reach out and touch him in youth church. So he walking down the aisle, I feel like he looking at me, judging me. I don't remember what he was preaching, but whatever he was saying, I felt like he was talking to me. And honestly, I don't remember how that day ended. Either I was too high to remember, or I suppressed it out of my memory. But my mama knew I was high, and she made me go to church. That was my very first time smoking blow the tail, and had to go to church. I did not smoke for a very long time after that. I felt so guilty. I was like, I hate being high. It make me feel nervous and paranoid, and I'm like looking over my shoulders. I just felt like I don't like smoking. I stopped smoking for a long time after that. But yeah, that was my first time smoking. So next I want to tell you about how me and my friend snuck out the house barefoot. Now, this is another story where I don't remember all the bits and pieces, but I definitely remember sneaking out the house barefoot. So, of course, I was talking to some boy. It definitely wasn't the same boy. I was talking to some boy. And, he told me, like, you know what I'm saying, you should come with me. Do you got a friend? I got a friend. He got a car. We can come get y'all. And my best friend at the time was my road dog. Anytime it was time to do anything, she was down, right? Now, my mama, she used to work nights. But my brother stayed with us. So it was a little more easier for me to sneak out than it was for her. So I'm asking her, like, girl, his friend got a car, you gotta sneak out with me. She like, I don't know, I ain't never, like, we'll sneak out, but we'll be like outside. We'll sneak out and be sitting on the porch, which ain't really sneaking out. They'll probably just be like, get in this house and go to bed. But this time we were sneaking out and actually leaving. So she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I'm like, girl, please. He said he got a friend, he got a car, he wanna see me, I wanna see him, like, you gotta come with me for his friend. She like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So somehow, some way, I don't know who idea it was to leave out the house barefoot. I don't know if it's because she didn't want her shoes to make noise walking out the house. I don't know why, but somebody said I'm barefoot, and then I probably said, oh, I'm gonna go barefoot too. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but we ended up outside. It was definitely late as hell because it's the summertime and it was dark, so it had to be after 10 o'clock. It had to be 10:30, 11 o'clock because it was pitch black outside. So me and her sneak out. We barefoot. I'm on a house phone. I didn't have no cell phone. The house phone was cordless. You know, it only worked, you know, so far from the house. So I was able to come outside and call him and be like, okay, we outside, pull up. So snuck out barefoot with the fucking house phone. So we meet him down at the corner. We hop in the car. He didn't even notice that we was barefoot. It's his friend driving and he in the passenger seat. I'm sitting behind him and my friend is sitting behind the driver. So we driving around and I just look up after about 10-15 minutes and I just noticed that this guy is just hitting corners. Like, the driver is making left, right, go straight, hit another corner, hit another corner, hit it. And I'm talking to him, but then I realized that I don't know where the fuck I'm at. He didn't hit so many corners that it's not even familiar no more. Like, we could damn near be on the east side at this point. After all these corners he hit, I just was lost. I had no idea where we was at. So I looked at her like, where we at? And she like, girl, I don't know. You don't know where we at. I don't know where we at. Let me ask him. I'm like, where we going? Where we at? He like, oh no, we almost there. So we pull up to some house. It wasn't abandoned, but it was dark. Like, the porch light wasn't on. It was a corner house. I remember we pulled up in the driveway. So I'm sitting there actually talking to the driver because the driver was like asking me questions like, how old are you? Where you from? Is that your house? Is that your block we was just on? Like, he steady asking me questions, and my boo had got out the car. So as I'm talking to him, my friend gets out the car, and I'm looking at her like, why is she getting out the car? But a boy is steady talking to me, so I never stopped to ask her where she was going. I just kind of watched her get out while I was talking to him, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm steady talking to him for about another 5 minutes, and I'm like, where'd my friend go? And he, oh, don't worry about her. And I look out the backseat window, and I see them standing up on the porch, and I just start to listen because I'm talking to him the whole time. I can't really hear nothing, and the music on. So I just stop talking, and now I'm listening. She like, no, stop. What are you doing? No, what are you doing? No, that's my friend. Da 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 da. So I get out the car like, what the fuck is y'all doing? She like, girl, I kept telling him no. I don't know what he trying to do. I thought y'all was together, and I don't know what's going on. Who are these guys? And da 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 da. So I'm going back and forth with her like, girl, what happened? While I'm talking to her, trying to figure out, was he trying to rape her or like what was he doing? This nigga then got back in the car and the fucking car pulls off. So we standing on this random porch, barefoot. I got the house phone in my hand, just standing there. I don't know what was going through my head, but I had to be thinking, what the fuck? I had to be scared. I was feeling all type of shit. So I'm like, let's just walk. Let's just walk to a main street so we can try to see where we at. We walking. We finally make it to a main street. Now the street I recognize, but I don't know what cross streets I'm at. I've never seen this part of this main street, so I don't know whether to go left, whether to go right. So we just make a right and we just keep walking. My friend like, maybe we should walk on the side streets. Maybe it'll be safer. In hindsight, the side streets are never safer. I don't care if you walking, if your car gets stalled, you want to be on a main street with lights and witnesses and people and, you know what I'm saying, cameras. I don't know. But side streets are not safer. But when she said it, it sounded like a good idea. Because, I mean, on the main street, somebody might be driving past. Like, why the fuck is these kids walking down the street barefoot? On the side street, ain't nobody gonna see us. Bad idea. But I'm still here, so obviously the story didn't end that bad. We turned down some side street. We walking. We just walking. We walking for a good 20 minutes. Had to be. Felt like forever. We just walking. So this car pulls up on us. Beep the horn like, hey, it's two guys in the car. Like, hey, what y'all doing out here? Like, we just trying to get home. That's what we said. We said it at the same time. Like, we just trying to get home. Y'all need a ride? Said it at the same time. Yeah. So what did our barefoot dumbasses do? Get in the car with this fucking stranger. I don't remember the type of car, but I do remember he had TV screens on the back of the headrest. So me and her in the back seat, and he like talking to us like, yeah, y'all don't need to be out here all late. Y'all ain't got no damn shoes on. What the hell? Where y'all coming from? Where y'all was going? Where y'all stay at? Asking us all these questions. And it seemed like, you know what I'm saying, he just a caring, you know what I'm saying, citizen. Like, he just seen two little girls out here barefoot walking, and he felt like he needed to take us somewhere, which I do thank God for him to this day, that it wasn't somebody else that found us, or that we wasn't so lost that we just, I don't know, did something even more crazy than getting in a car with a stranger. But he driving. So all of a sudden, the TV screens come on. So I'm like, okay, he about to play a little movie. We told him what block we stayed on. He like, oh, I can take y'all there. So he cut the TV screens on, and me and her just sitting in the back trying to see what the fuck coming on TV. So the first part of the movie, you know, on the screen, is showing a horse. So the cameraman, it's a homemade movie. The cameraman is like, you know, recording the horse. He start petting the horse. He talking to the horse like, oh, that's a good boy. I'm like, what the fuck type of home movie? Who? Okay, horse. So then the cameraman backs up from the horse, and you can see the whole horse, and he like standing on his blanket. The horse is standing on the blanket. And then this naked bitch walks up to the horse and start petting it and talking to it. She get the kissing it. She got this big ass brush. She like brushing his hair. So as the camera is steady backing up and this bitch is walking up to the horse, touching it and kissing it, the motherfucking horse penis starts to get hard. Like, and I don't know if you've ever seen a horse dick, but that motherfucker is huge and long. So this is what I'm watching in the back of this stranger's fucking car on his motherfucking TV screens. And you know how when you got TVs in a car, even if you got the most blackest tinted fucking windows, everybody else can see your motherfucking TV screens because they fucking lit up. So I don't understand what was happening. Like, why do you have this DVD in your car in the first? Like, what is going on in this movie? So the fucking horse dick started getting hard, and the bitch lays down on the blanket under the horse and puts the horse dick in her and start going back and forth on the horse. I'm lost for fucking words. It was so weird I couldn't stop watching it. I was just staring at the TV screen, looking at my friend, and she was staring at it too. Like, she got her hand over her mouth, like. And then I just happened to look away and look out the window, and I'm like, "Oh, you could drop yourself right here. You could drop yourself right here." He's like, "You sure? I thought you stayed on." I'm like, "No, I know where we at. You could drop yourself right here." Soon as he didn't even stop all the way. Me and her got out that motherfucking car so fast. We jetted out that motherfucking car. House phone in here, barefoot. Got to running down the motherfucking street. We took a whole nother street because I didn't know if he was gonna follow us or what. I mean, he got us there safely, so I guess he wasn't too much to worry about. But the whole bestiality porn in your car, like, and then you showing us, you already just said y'all little girls don't need to be out here, but now you showing us the bestiality porn, like, what? So we running. And then I'm like, shit, we ain't even been in the car that long. We was around the corner from our block the whole entire time. The first nigga was hitting so many fucking corners trying to confuse us. Who knows what their real plans was. But when I got out the car and tried to see what was going on with my friend, I clearly fucked up the plans, or they got nervous. So they just fucking left us to die. Like, they left us for dead, bro. And then we got in the car with a stranger, and he tried to turn us on to bestiality. Like, what? And this is definitely like 2004, bro. This was in 2004, no, it wasn't 2005. It was 2003 or 2004. Bro, and me and her ran all the way to the crib. We figured out that we was around the corner the whole time as soon as we got home. Because her house actually came up first. So I was like dropping her off at her house as we running. And we stopped and we had a breath. And my phone, the house phone finally came on. And I'm like, bitch. And we just started laughing. We started cracking the fuck up. And I know if you watching this, you know who you are. That night was crazy. Like, I might be forgetting some stuff. I know I'm not adding nothing unless the night we was barefoot and the night with the bestiality was two different nights, and I'm just putting them together. I want to say that was all the same night. If you brave enough, comment and let me know if that was all the same night. Let me know if I'm remembering that right. But that shit was crazy. Like, I could never forget that. Like, I could never forget that shit. That shit was so wild. So, this last story, right, and this is basically gonna wrap up all my real childhood memories, like before high school type shit. This was like my last whooping that I can remember, right? So this is involving my sister, but I'm not gonna tell too much of her part because that's her story to tell. But basically, it was me, my sister, my niece, my friend from across the street, and then I had my friend that went with me barefoot. She was there too. So it's summertime. We all outside. You know what I'm saying? We didn't got extra cute that day. I want to say like we was all matching somebody. Like 3 of us was matching, and then the other 2 was matching each other. I don't know why we used to do that. We'll all like wear the same color or the same type of outfit. Like I remember we used to get those flower shoes from the beauty supply, and then we'll match our t-shirt with it, and then like somebody have on shorts, somebody have on jeans, somebody have on leggings, like some shit. Like I don't know why we used to do that, but we did. But anyway, we was all feeling cute this day, and my sister had a little boo that didn't stay too far. So I mean, I guess I can kind of tell y'all, if y'all from Detroit, then y'all know where this shit is. If y'all not from Detroit, then it really don't matter. But I stayed like on Puritan, right? My sister, she had a boo that stayed on Finkel, but I stay on one part of Puritan. Let's say I stay on Puritan and Livernois. You know what I'm saying? Her boo stayed on Finkel and like Schaefer. No, not Schaefer. So if I stay on Puritan and Livernois, she had a boo that stayed like on Finkel and Myers. So it was like 1 mile this way, but then like 3-4 miles the other way. So it was about 4 or 5 miles away. So she had been on the phone with him all day. We all just happened to be linked up, happened to be looking cute. And it's probably like 6 7 o'clock. And she on the phone with her boo, and he like, yeah, I got some friends over here. You know what I'm saying? We all just chilling outside. You know what I'm saying? My little brothers and sisters getting wet. Y'all got y'all swimsuits. Y'all can come over here. Y'all should come over here. So we all linked up. We all talking and like, shit, we could just mob over there. Like, it's really not that far. We all together. Like, we could just go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing. So all of us didn't have bikes because that's when we used to really ride bikes all the time too. But I'm like, we really could all just go over there. So boom, that was the plan. We 5 deep, about to walk from my block all the way to my sister boo block. So, like I said, it was about 6, 7 o'clock when we first got to walk in. We get over there. We have a good time. They playing music. We all got somebody to talk to. Everybody kiki, ha-ha. We horse playing. We playing tag. We literally playing like we was teenagers. And we was playing like we was like little kids. Like, we was playing games. You know what I'm saying? Some other shit happened. That ain't my story to tell. Short story shorter. It was time to go. It was starting to get dark. If we got there about 7, it had to be about 9:30, 10 o'clock at this point. I'm like, you know what? It's getting dark, y'all. We need to start making our way back. So we get to walking. Now, it had to be a little later than I thought it was because we weren't walking for about 10 minutes and it was pitch fucking black. Like, we looked up and we couldn't even really see each other if we wasn't near a street light. And I'm like, damn, it's dark as hell. They're like, yeah, we need to hurry up. So we walking. We get to the first part of my block because I stayed on the second part. So we get to the first part of my block. All my like neighborhood kids, all the neighborhood kids on my block is like, where y'all been at? I'm like, what you mean? Where we been at? Like, we was somewhere. What you mean? Like, what's up? Like, everybody down the street looking for y'all. They came down here looking for y'all. Like, all the boys in my neighborhood, like, where y'all been? Your people came down here looking for you. I'm like, what? Like, y'all tripping. Like, whatever. We keep walking. We get closer to the second part of the block. I know where my house at. So I'm looking. All I see is white t-shirts and just people in front of my house. It's definitely like 15 people in front of my house. I just see people moving around. I just see white t-shirts and legs. I just see people. So we getting closer and closer. I'm like, bro, that's my house. Like, why is all these people in front of my house? Like, what is going on? So we getting closer and I hear somebody, that ain't go right there. And we all stopped and looked at each other. So me and my sister and my niece, you know what I'm saying, we going to the same house. My 2 friends, they stayed, you know what I'm saying, in separate houses. So they go in their house, and me, my sister, and my niece, we get the holding hands. Because at this point, it was a whole motherfucking block club search party looking for us. Like, damn, what? Y'all acting like I don't live my own motherfucking life when my mama be at work all the time. Like, now y'all want to act like y'all looking for somebody. But I feel like it was because we had my niece with me, and her mama probably pulled up trying to pick her up. And I had my neighbor with me, and her people probably came to my mama's house and was like, hey, so-and-so was with Ebony, so where are they at? And then that's what caused the fire under my people ass to get to looking for me, knowing that they don't be looking for me. Like, y'all don't be looking for me, bro. So don't play that role. But me and them got the holding hands because we got to walk over to this crowd of people. Like, soon as we get over there, all I hear, my niece mama, where the fuck was you at? Y'all think y'all grown? Y'all ain't motherfucking grown. Get your motherfucking ass in the car. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, oh my God. Matter of fact, that wasn't my niece mama. It was my sister mama. My sister mama snatched her ass up, put her ass in the car. I don't even know what happened to her because she had to fucking leave. So we get down there, and my brother, which is my niece daddy, he like, y'all think y'all grown, huh? Y'all think this shit cool? Y'all think y'all could just disappear for hours and come back whenever y'all know what time it is? It was motherfucking almost 12 o'clock. We stayed over there way longer than I thought we did. It was damn near dark by the time we started walking back. So that means it was already about 10:30, 11 when we started walking back, because it was pitch black before we even got home. You feel me? So it was late as fuck. You know, it get dark later in the summertime. So if it's pitch black, that means it's late as fuck. So y'all think y'all grown? Y'all can't just disappear for hours and come back whenever y'all want to? I'ma show you. Now, my niece is his daughter, so he hit her with the belt, and I'm just standing there crying like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. He like, you next. So she get to running up the stairs. He hitting her while she going up the stairs with the belt. I'm thinking I'm about to slide upstairs like, look, bro, like, my brother ain't never with me, ain't never even cussed me out about nothing. And this nigga was hitting me going up the motherfucking stairs. I'm like, running up the stairs crying. I'm crying like a motherfucker. Like, He like, now stay in this motherfucking room. Don't y'all come out till tomorrow. So we sitting there crying, still crying. He's like, y'all better shut the fuck up. So we hear him go back, to wherever he was at. I don't know where my mama went. And we finally stopped crying and we looked at each other and just got the fucking laughing. We just got the fucking laughing because this shit, like, it hurted. That's why we was crying. But at the same time, bitch, that shit was lit. Like, when we left, we had a good ass time. I felt like that little whooping, them little 3-4 hits, that shit was worth it. Like, cause I was getting the fuck up them stairs. I'm skipping 2-3 stairs at a time. He tripping over the stairs and shit, trying to hit me. Like, I feel like that shit was worth it because we had a good ass fucking time. I know my sister had a good time. My niece had a good time. I think she was still fucking with the guy that she was talking to over there for like a long time after that. Like, we had a good ass time right before my last whooping. My last whooping was lit, y'all. But that's all that I can think of from the very beginning. My next story will be a little more recent than these, and it'll be a little more detailed because I can remember a little more things, once I got to high school and stuff like that. So until next time, y'all, be productive, be safe, and have fun. Period.
We going crazy when the sun's out.